In the body cam video recorded by the Volusia County Sheriff's Office, 15-year-old Gregory Ramos seems upset and confused, worried about his mother, and he seems to work with investigators to try to track her down.
On the afternoon of November 2, 2018, Volusia County officers respond to what's initially reported as a routine burglary call. Standard protocol, standard expectations, nothing they haven't seen before. But they don't know that in the next few minutes, they're about to walk into a case that will shatter their entire sense of what's real. And the most terrifying part won't be what they find, it will be who showed it to them.
One, where's your emergency?
I just got home and my house is completely trashed. It looks like someone broke in the side door.
Okay, how long have you been gone?
I've been gone all school day.
Are you there by yourself?
Yeah.
How old are you?
15.
I need you to take a deep breath. I'm going to ask you a few questions, okay?
Okay. My mom's car is here and it's on, and she's not home. And she was supposed to go to work today, and I can't find her.
Okay. Your mom's car is there. Is there any other way she ever get to work? Does she ever get a ride from anyone else?
No, the car is on. It's turned on.
The car is on, and you're sure she is not there?
I searched the entire place. I've been here for like 8 minutes. I've been working.
Okay.
I can't find her.
I'm right here with you, okay? What's your name?
All right, my full name is Gregory Logan Ramos.
Is there anybody that has made any threats to your mom or to you? Or
No.
15-year-old Gregory stays on the line with a 911 operator, calmly detailing what he claims he's seeing as officers arrive at his home and immediately fall into standard procedure. Assess the scene, secure the property, and figure out what was taken. That's the job. But this scene doesn't behave like a burglary scene, not at all.
Gail.
I copy, thank you.
Elaine Clevenger. Where does she work? She works at an architecture firm up in Orlando.
Is she normally home this time of day?
No, she gets home at 6:30.
Okay.
Does she actually leave for work before you? She dropped me off, and then she usually just heads back to the Sunrail and hops in the train with her bike. And
Is anybody else over here once again?
my dad and my two step-siblings.
Where are they at?
My dad is on a business trip in Seattle. He'll be back this afternoon at 6:30.
Okay.
And then the two stepchildren have their moms.
Okay.
But everything is gone. Like, except for like the mounted TV on my wall. There's everything.
Hoping to piece together what happened, two officers conduct a walkthrough of the house, and within seconds, they're staring at destruction that doesn't read like random theft, but like targeted rage, violence, methodical, and deeply personal. Bedrooms torn apart, closets emptied, contents scattered everywhere. In the kitchen, every cabinet door hangs open, including the ones beneath the sink, and shards of broken glass blanket the floor from what looks like deliberate destruction of the family dishware. This doesn't scream burglar. It screams something else.
It's weird. Why is there all this crap up here spilled? There's a broken glass here. Why is all this shit broken, dude?
The scale of damage suggests something more sinister than a simple break-in, almost vindictive, like someone wasn't just looking for valuables, they were trying to send a message to Gregory's mother, Gail, or to the entire family. And as officers prepare to escort Gregory to the station for comfort and safety, a neighbor approaches with information. Information that will change everything, or so they think.
So I do have a key to their house, but I haven't been up here since yesterday evening, or after you and I spoke. I talked to his parents.
Okay.
As I told them, this young man has some depression problems really bad.
Has she had any issues with him lately? Or?
No, not that I know of.
Back at the station, Gregory is brought in for support and safety as the search continues at the home. And in the middle of this chaos, he reaches out to Ken Jones, his mentor, through the Police Explorers program, a youth initiative that gives teen exposure to law enforcement. Ken arrives quickly. He sits with Gregory in footage that will later be analyzed by a panel of specialists, a licensed counselor, an attorney, a former detective, a retired polygraph examiner, and a former hostage negotiation commander. And as Ken tries to calm him, one detail becomes impossible to ignore: bruises on Gregory's face.
What happened here?
I got in a fight yesterday with one of my friends.
I didn't see that yesterday.
I had makeup on.
Right.
It was a conversation with my friends. We got into a disagreement, but I solved the problem. I talked it out with him, and we made up, and he apologized for hitting me, and I accepted his apology.
What was his name?
We hugged it out. My friend, Joe.
Joe? Does the SRD know about the fight?
The who?
The SRD resource guy.
No, there was no fight. He just came up. He's like, Greg, and I was like, what? He kind of punched me. He's like, what the hell, dude? I didn't hit back or anything. It was just, and I was like, okay, well, calm down. Let's talk it out. We talked it out. And it was just,
What's Joe's last name?
I don't know.
So he's your friend.
I don't know.
To be honest with me, Craig, what's his last name?
I don't know his last name.
Who does know his name?
I don't know. Point of the matter is, though, we made up. It was just a conversation that happened. It wasn't anything too important. We talked it out, and we hugged, and it was like, dude, I'm sorry. I made a mistake, and he was justified. And I said, I'm sorry for making that mistake.
What time this happened yesterday?
Ballpark of the afternoon.
But I saw you like at what? What time did you get out of the fair?
Well, I got there at 7.
Okay. I just seen that. You put makeup on it before you came out there?
Yeah. Some concealer.
Why would you do that?
Because I didn't want to work traffic detail with scars on my face.
I guess that's reasonable.
As they talk, Gregory's focus locks onto one subject: his mother. Where is she? What happened to her? Where could she be right now? It's the kind of concern you'd expect. But the way he presents it doesn't feel clean. It feels performed.
You know if any developments have been made, if anything happened?
They're going to tell you everything that goes on. But I'm trying to make sure that you are the right one. Because, when you called me, you were very upset.
Yeah, it was just all in a whole bad situation.
Okay. Well, she had called me earlier. I could have come down here earlier with you. That's why I wanted to come down here and make sure that you're okay. Look at me for a second. No matter what's happened, it's very important that whatever it is, that you're up front and honest. Even remember what Joe's last name is.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's important. Because what we act upon and when you tell us things is what we're going to do.
I know.
We got to be able to trust you.
Investigators would later describe Gregory's behavior as oddly out of place, and Ken, stepping into a father figure role, urges him to look up and speak truthfully. Gregory doesn't open up. He closes down. Arms crossed tight. Posture sealed off. Expression detached. A teenager in crisis should look scared. He looks guarded.
No, I'm not saying you're not telling the truth. I'm just saying for some reason you don't want to tell me Joe's name. And I don't know why. Why wouldn't you want to tell me Joe? I'm not going to go run after Joe and get him in trouble. But that's just,
I know you are.
That's kind of like a question to make sure that you're going to be honest with me.
I do have my full cooperation. It's just I don't want an unrelated incident to be drawn into the more important.
Well, we may need to make sure it is unrelated. We need to make sure that the people didn't come there and hurt you too. Is that possible?
No, it's not.
Okay. All right.
If it was, I would have voiced my concerns already.
Okay. That's fair. But we want to make sure that you're okay.
I'm fine.
Because these guys are going to ask you a lot of questions. They're going to be hard questions. It's going to be a lot harder than me asking you what that guy's name is.
Okay.
And I don't want you to put up any walls. I want you to just tell them exactly what happened.
I'll answer all their questions. I'm ready.
Once Gregory appears more settled, at least on the surface, Sergeant Pagliari enters to begin the formal interview. And this is where the case stops being a conversation and becomes a process, a strategy, a controlled environment where every word matters.
A couple things. As you can see, I see that you keep looking at my recorder, so everything that I do obviously is recorded, okay? Plus you see the camera up in the thing there.
Gregory has read his rights, and it's important to note that in Florida, there's no legal requirement for a parent to be present during a minor's interrogation, though a parent or guardian must be notified when a minor is taken into custody if contact can be made without unreasonable delay. Miranda rights still apply in exactly the same way. With the legal formalities addressed, Pagliari begins gathering background on Gail as well as Gregory's recent disciplinary issues at school.
How would you say your relationship is with your mom?
It has its ups and downs.
Okay.
I think everyone argues a little bit with their mom.
Okay.
We love each other a lot, and I really hope she's okay.
Have you ever been in trouble with the law before or anything?
No, sir.
No? Okay. How about trouble in school? Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Having his mentor in the room should reassure Gregory. It doesn't. His body language tells a different story. Arms locked across his chest, posture closed, nonverbal signals clashing with his words in a way that suggests deep anxiety. And sure, his mother is missing and the house is destroyed, so anxiety would be normal, but there's something off in the energy, like Gregory isn't just reacting to events, he's managing an image, curating how he's perceived. That's unusual.
Getting background before we get into things, that's all I'm trying to do here. So, like, trouble at school, like how?
So I'm trying to think about when it was. Last month, I got ISS and an OSS for a day.
What is that, sir? I don't know.
ISS is in-school suspension. OSS is out-of-school suspension.
Okay. Why? What happened?
The weekend beforehand, my friend was feeling ill, so I snuck out of my house to go talk to him, and I talked with him, and my friend smoked cigarettes, and he gave me some to take home with me. I put some in my backpack, and I forgot to take them out. So when I was searched randomly at my school, they were found.
And how'd your mom feel about that?
She was not happy. But we worked out a solution, which was me going to do community service for my church.
Okay. You talk about ups and downs in your mom's relationship, right? So that would probably be one of the downs, I would assume.
No, because she was justified in her anger. That was my fault. But previously, my mom has done things that were not justified.
You want to tell me about those?
All you really need to know is it was just impulse. It wasn't anything serious.
Gregory positions himself as someone who'll admit fault if necessary, but he also tries to take control, even telling officers all you really need to know, which is a bold, defiant posture for a 15-year-old supposedly living through the worst day of his life. This isn't the vibe of a frightened victim. It's confidence, and confidence in that chair is dangerous.
Okay. I'm not here to get your mom in trouble, by the way. So.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. All right. So if you think that what you're going to tell me is going to negatively affect what I think about your mother, that's not it at all.
It's just hard for me to talk about.
Okay.
With Gregory's demeanor now on the radar, Pagliari shifts gears. He needs a timeline, clear, specific, verifiable, starting with the day before the reported burglary.
Who stayed at your house last night?
Who was at my house last night?
Yeah.
When asked simple questions, Gregory often repeats them back before answering. It buys time, it creates space, and in an interrogation room, space is a tool.
Me and my mother.
Okay. All right. Now, Detective Jones was talking to you, and I was, again, listening. You were at a fair or something yesterday?
Yesterday, I was working parking detail for the Orange City Police Explorers. I was helping park cars at the Volusia County Fair.
Do you know what time you came home last night?
8:47, maybe?
Why so specific?
That's just a time I remember, probably from looking at my phone. The thing with the traffic detail ended early. It was supposed to go until 9, but I think it ended a bit early. And so I got home around just closer to 9. So, yeah.
Mom was home?
Yeah.
Okay. And you guys, when you got home, conversation with mom, ask how your day was, anything?
Yeah.
How'd that go?
Good.
Okay.
We talked, we ate dinner.
What'd you guys have for dinner?
I don't remember.
You don't remember what you had?
No.
Must not have been very eventful.
No, it was just like a regular night.
Then comes a small vocal tell that investigators don't ignore. A good delivered with a slight upward inflection, a subtle marker that can signal uncertainty. It's minor, but nothing is minor in that room. Not anymore.
When you got home, conversation with mom, ask how your day was, anything?
Yeah.
How'd that go?
Good.
Gregory keeps his answer short and frustratingly vague, while insisting the previous night was normal, and paradoxically, that insistence only raises more suspicion because his tone and posture suggest the opposite. It doesn't feel ordinary. It feels rehearsed.
So mom doesn't make good food? Because there seems to me dinner's never eventful. Is that what you're telling me?
I know.
Because when I find her and tell her, I'm going to say, listen, Greg says dinner's uneventful. You think she's going to be upset with me or upset with you when she says that?
Maybe.
A few moments prove especially telling. Gregory gives a strangely precise answer, 8:47, showing his memory can be razor sharp when it benefits him, and when the detective tries to lighten the mood, the air shifts the instant the conversation returns to Gale. Instead of relief or hope, Gregory shows heightened anxiety. That's an unsettling reaction, and it hints at something darker underneath.
And she goes off on you for other stuff, so I don't want her to go off on you for that.
Fine. Sure. It's whatever.
It's whatever. How do you deal with it when she goes off on you?
I've gotten better at it.
You've gotten better at it?
I used to get really angry and emotional, but I've kind of realized that's not worth it.
Well, that's the only way to deal with it. The worst thing to do would be what, put your hands on her?
I would never do something like that.
You would never put your hands on your mom?
No. And I think I've made that point quite clear to her. We had an argument a couple months ago. It was like a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
And she sat across the room because she didn't trust me. And I told her I could, yell and scream at you all I want, do the exact same stuff you do to me, but I'd never lay my hands on you. Never. That's just not something I do.
Gregory repeatedly insists he would never lay a hand on his mother, even offering character references about himself, which is striking because, at this point, Gale is simply missing. No one has outright accused him of anything. So why the urgency to prove innocence? Why push that hard? As Pagliari presses forward on the timeline, odd details begin to surface, and they don't stop.
Okay, what happened this morning?
I slept in. My alarm was not set. She woke me up around 6:20. I sleep in my clothes.
So what you're wearing right now is what you wore to school?
No, I changed shirts when I got home.
Okay.
I was sweaty.
Gregory mentions changing his shirt after discovering the burglary and realizing his mother was gone. And under chaotic, terrifying circumstances, that's the kind of trivial detail most people don't even register. But he did. He remembered it. And now it's on the table.
Your shoes are the same?
Yes.
And your socks? I guess, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So 6:20 you slept in, okay? Mom came woke you up. Fired up, huh?
She wasn't angry.
Okay. So tell me what happened.
She's like, okay, you gotta get up now. Go brush your teeth and pile in the car. So I grabbed my backpack. I went and brushed my teeth, took out my retainer, kind of messed with my hair a bit, and then I got in the car.
So what time do you think you got to school?
Honestly, I have no idea.
Can't look at your phone?
It's probably in the ballpark of like 6:40.
Minutes earlier, he remembered 8:47 with precision, but when asked what time he arrived at school that morning, he suddenly claims he has no idea. Sharp memory, then fog. Convenient fog.
Talk to anybody when you got there? Hey, what's up? You got friends at school?
Yes.
Who'd you talk to? First person you saw at school was who?
First person I saw.
Mm-hmm.
The contrast is unsettling. For a moment, Gregory drops his guarded posture, arms lower. He leans forward, wrings his hands, then just as quickly seals himself back up, like he touched the hot surface and pulled away. Something in that line of questioning hit a nerve. Hard.
Probably my friend Kat.
Cat?
Yeah.
Boy or girl?
Female.
You got a last name?
No.
Who's your friend? You don't know her last name?
I'm gonna keep it real with you.
Please.
I don't really got that many friends. I'm not like a super social person.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that.
I have a lot of acquaintances that I have that I've either A, had a class with in the past, or B, have class with now, or C, I know from elsewhere. And so, yeah.
Okay. No worries, man. No worries. I get that. What's your first period class, buddy?
Biology.
Who's that teacher?
Mr. Ostowski.
Biology. Biology. What building is that? Room? Building and everything else, you know?
Building 3.
Mm-hmm.
4-3.
403 is the room?
Well, building 3, floor 3.
Oh, floor 3.
I don't know the room number.
You want to take a stab at spelling the last name of that teacher?
Latssoy, or maybe W, and ski, like a something like
Man,
that.
woman?
He's a guy.
Guy. Okay. You like him?
He's
Good
alright.
teacher?
I have a D in his class.
You have a D?
Yeah.
How's mom feel about that?
We had an argument about it last night.
Oh. Tell me about that.
We talked about it. Basically, she's like, I can't be doing this. And I was like, well, I got all A's and B's last quarter. I can pull my grade up before the end of the semester. And she was like, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Don't act so cocky. I'm like, I'm not. I just know I'm capable of doing things like that.
Pagliari, experienced in behavioral observation, watches every shift and tracks every contradiction. Because selective memory, self-soothing gestures, and sudden flashes of discomfort often show up when someone's trying to keep a story intact under pressure. And Gregory's story is starting to strain. You can feel it.
Well, one thing you said you'd like being you want to be a detective someday. And in my personal experience, when people start a story and then they go into the blah, blah, blah part, that there's more to the blah, blah, blah. So if you will, Greg, tell me what the blah, blah, blah part was for this argument.
Okay, well, basically, she was just kind of like, whatever. You act narcissistic sometimes. Don't be so cocky.
When Gregory describes his school day, he paints it as completely ordinary. But the moment Pagliari asks what he discovered when he got home, Gregory's body language changes. Fidgeting fingers, shifting posture, rubbing his arm. Classic self-soothing behaviors that might look normal in isolation, but in a pattern, they became data. And detectives don't miss patterns. They live on them.
And I was like, well, I'm not cocky. I'm capable. I feel like I have the skills because I've done it before to fix my grades in a short amount of time. And I was like, I probably could fix them by Friday and stuff. And just talking with her about that. And she was like, all right, whatever, go study your biology. And I was like, all right. So I studied my biology for about an hour. And then I went into her room and she was on the phone with Dad. I said hi to Dad. And then they hung up and I said a prayer with her for a good night. And that hour, whatever, for a million hours for Grandma, for Uncle Joe. So
This moment stands out. Gregory shows almost no anger about missing belongings and quickly redirects back to his mother, which on the surface can look like genuine concern, but the delivery feels forced, like he's trying too hard to perform the right emotion at the right time. It's not what he says, it's how he says it.
I was like, I probably could fix them by Friday. And so I studied my biology for about an hour. And then I went into her room and she was on the phone with Dad. I said hi to Dad. And then they hung up and then I said a prayer with her for a good night. And that hour, whatever, for a million hours for Grandma, for Uncle Joe.
Pagliari steps out to make phone calls, and Gregory is left with the detective Jones, his mentor, in a quieter conversation. And quiet rooms are where people slip.
I kissed her and I went to sleep. Okay. And that was I went to sleep around 11. That is why I woke up late.
Okay. When was the first time somebody called you about, or did anyone call you about your mother not being at work or anything like that?
I received no communication from anyone about that.
One response instantly catches Jones' attention and triggers a shift into what law enforcement calls the confession position, a subtle physical posture change that signals the weight of a moment. Gregory seems to realize what he just did. He backtracks fast, but the damage is done, because the question hangs in the air. What exactly did he just reveal without meaning to?
What would you say it takes you to get from the bus stop to your house?
10 to 15 minutes.
Okay. You weren't running or anything today, were you?
No.
Okay.
Then comes Gregory's critical mistake, a slip that hints he may know far more about what happened to his mother than he's admitted, and almost immediately he tries to patch it with tears. But the performance feels fractured, his attention drifting as he brushes hair from his face, undercutting the emotion he's trying to sell. Detective Jones calms him down, but the tension doesn't leave, and when Pagliari returns, Gregory seems almost too eager to keep talking, too eager to keep steering.
Use the key. Mom's car was in the driveway?
Correct.
And you told Detective Jones it was running.
It was running.
Is that odd?
Yes.
Is it odd the fact that your mom's car is even there at all?
Yes.
Why?
Because she parks at the Sunrail station, and then she takes her bike on the Sunrail to go to her job.
Time's mom usually get home?
6:30.
Car's in the driveway and it's running. That's weird. Car's there at all. It's weird. You agree?
Yes.
So now you use the key and you open the door. What did you do? What's the first thing you do when you went inside?
Well, I noticed that there was all over the floor, like just a bunch of like crap that were strewn everywhere, and the closet doors were open, and there was stuff spilled on my table. I just noticed that the front view of my house was chaotic.
Spilled on the table where?
I don't know. On the table?
What room's the table?
Oh, it's my house. You go through the front door, and there's this hallway. My room is this way, and then there's our dining room table right here.
Okay. Gotcha.
And the next thing I did was I went in my room, and I noticed that there were things missing, and that there was dressers and crap, all that crap just pulled out and strewn everywhere.
What's missing from your room?
Mainly, I didn't really look thoroughly for like everything that was missing from my room, but I noticed 3 things in particular.
What are those?
My stereo system.
Describe what they are. So 3 things. Stereo system. What's that?
It's like a radio with 2 large speakers, and it lights up LED blue.
Do you know who makes it?
Zero Clue.
Zero Clue is pretty popular.
Yeah, I know.
What's the other thing that you're missing?
My gaming computer.
Like, is it describe it to me?
It is white. It has a glass side, and inside you can see the wires and the graphics cards and all that stuff inside, and it glows LED blue.
So it's like a tower, not a laptop?
It is, yeah. It's a big boy.
It's attached to a monitor. That's how you play?
Yeah. I paid for it for all my own money from summer jobs and stuff.
Must be pretty pissed off that's gone.
Yes.
I'd be pissed off. You spent all your money that you earned to buy this computer tower, now it's gone?
Well, I'm more pissed off that my mom is gone.
Rightfully so. Get that.
That urgency overtakes him. He interrupts the detective mid-sentence. Not typical. Not for a teenager, supposedly in shock.
The third thing.
I noticed I have a 25, I forget the weight on it, but it's a hunting legal combat bow.
It's compact
bow.
Give me a minute. Good. I think it's a phone call for actually someone needs to talk to me. You can talk to Detective Jones.
Gregory feels pressured to walk through every single move after arriving home, explaining actions in painstaking detail, and investigators note how unusual this is, because innocent people rarely feel the need to justify themselves step by step. The truth is simple. It is what it is.
When do you think my house will not be a crime scene? I don't know. Sometimes it takes hours, sometimes it takes almost a day and a half. I know you've worked cases like this before. I have. It takes a while sometimes. And the more information you can give them, the better off it is. Yeah. They need to know what to do, where to go. I made a lot of bad decisions in my life with regards to other things. Yeah. And it's just...
But Gregory can't stop over-explaining, and that pattern reads less like a clean recollection and more like nervous energy, like someone trying to outrun suspicion by flooding the room with detail. It's cover. Sometimes detail is camouflage.
Now, my mom's gone. Like, she's dead. Like, how am I gonna reconcile with myself? Well, why would you think that's the case? Because no one knows where the hell she is. Why would a home invade or take hostage? Somebody knows. I just hope my mom's okay. Yeah, I do too, Greg. I can't imagine what it'd be like. Love your mom, don't you? After you guys had your argument with her last night, if she was here right now, what would you say to her? I would just feel like such a dick after every argument we have. It just makes me angry because we don't understand each other because we're different people and we have different opinions, but we love each other. Oh no! Yeah. You feel guilty about the fight a little bit? I just... What? I just wish I hope she's safe. Did you say you want her back? Where is she? Why is she gone? I don't get it.
Don't give up hope.
As he sketches a layout of the house, Gregory points out something peculiar about his mother's bedroom. And that's when detectives notice a shift, a real one.
Was she? I hope she's safe.
Suddenly, Gregory becomes more open and talkative when he's discussing details that are not directly tied to his mother's disappearance. He loosens up, he breathes easier. That contrast matters.
So you were talking about going through the house. You went down, took some inventory. And
Well, after I went downstairs looking for my mom and didn't find her, I went back upstairs and I decided I needed to check on my dog.
And instead of direct answers, he starts weaving long stories to justify minor actions, a habit that often signals anxiety because it keeps the speaker in control of the narrative and away from clean, testable statements. Short answers can be checked. Stories can be shaped.
through the house, you went down, took some inventory. And
Well, after I went downstairs.
Before going deeper, Pagliari clarifies one final point, because if Gregory's responses have seemed strange up to now, what comes next will push the interview into a new territory entirely. This is where things shift dramatically.
The house was broken into, robbed. I thought there was a good chance they killed my dog. But, I mean, I didn't know he doesn't bark that much, but I didn't know if they were going to do that or if, whatever. I didn't know what was going to happen. So I walked into the laundry room and I saw everything was, displaced, right? But, my dog was fine. And that's when I noticed the door. The door, here, I can stand up and show you.
you want to stand up and show me? Okay.
So, let's say this is the knob for the door, and
Okay.
there's a deadbolt here. The
Yep.
deadbolt was unlocked, right? And this was locked. But this entire wooden area on this frame
Mm-hmm.
was it looked like it had been busted open. Like the force of the door was so powerful
Sure.
that it had literally broken the wood. I recognized that as someone kicking in the door.
Gregory questions the relevance of certain inquiries, an unexpectedly bold move that sounds less like a worried teen and more like someone testing the boundaries, probing for what police know and how they know it. He doesn't sound like a child, he sounds like a defense attorney, and that is chilling.
I think that.
Because either that or they somehow forced the door open, but it had to be a strong enough force to break this to break a lock. Basically, it has to be strong enough to do that.
Sure.
So
Did you think that?
yeah,
The force and everything you're talking about here is just because of that, based off your explorer training?
there's common sense.
Common sense.
I'm just assuming, just thinking out loud, you have to be able to be either strong enough or there needs to be a certain amount of force for the wood, a door frame to basically crack and make the lock give out.
Sure.
Gregory's constant refrain, "not that I know of," reads like selective memory in real time, and the account is littered with the red flags: neck rubbing, scratching, brief eye blocking, one hand pressed across his stomach in a guarded posture. Meanwhile, the story itself strains credibility. A sudden fight with another teen, a sudden reconciliation, and even a hug, all while claiming they don't even know each other's last names, which suggests either a poor grasp of normal social dynamic or a dangerous assumption that investigators will accept anything delivered confidently. And Gregory is confident. Too confident.
I made it to the master bedroom and it was just really bad. It was terrible in there. And one thing I noticed was that the bed was at an angle.
What's it supposed to be?
It's supposed to be straight on.
Okay. Now,
There's a dresser here. There's a dresser here. There's a couple bookshelves and there's a mirror here and then there's a dresser here. and then that's the bathroom and whatnot. But that bed was out of place. That's one of the major things I noticed was that the bed was out of place.
While Pagliari continues, a second investigator quietly verifies details with the school, and the results don't match Gregory's version at all. Not even close.
So after I surveyed the house and looked for my mom, I called the cops. I'm pretty sure you know the rest of the story.
Yeah. Did you see, okay. There's one thing I want to ask you about. You said you came home from school and you wore different clothes to school. So you went through the whole house, you did all this surveying and everything. At what point did you think it was pertinent to change your clothes?
All right, let me tell you. So I was sweating my ass off, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was really hot, and
Pressed on a point, a truthful person often answers plainly, yes, or reacts with genuine confusion, why wouldn't I? Gregory replies, it's up to you. Confrontational, evasive, unnecessary.
I told my family, I think I told you this, but I got in the house and I felt sick. I couldn't find my mom. I was freaking out. I was not in a good place. And so I went to my bathroom and I threw up in the toilet.
Mm-hmm.
And I then proceeded to flush the throw up down. And then I took off my school shirt and then I changed it to a different shirt. I didn't know if there was any throw up on it or not, but I was feeling hot and sweaty and I needed to change the color.
Where's the shirt at now?
It's in my hamper.
Where's that?
In my room.
Okay.
Then he goes completely still, like he's choosing the shape of his next story, because now the detective has conflicting information, and Gregory enters the deconflict loop, retrofitting his narrative to survive the new facts. Pagliari eases into confrontation, introducing discrepancies piece by piece, mirroring posture to preserve rapport, while tightening pressure, and with each pass the gap widens between what can be verified and what Gregory insists happened. The space for the story is shrinking fast.
Detective Jones was talking about the marks to your face, and
Correct.
I want to talk about that a little bit more. Greg.
All right.
When did that happen?
Can I ask what relevance this has to the conversation?
Everything is relevant, Greg.
It becomes harder to tell which emotions, if any, are real. But one thing is crystal clear. If Gregory will lie about small details, he can lie about big ones. So what is he protecting? What's the core lie?
Say, hey, listen, Greg's mother's missing. Greg has marks on his face. Is it possible that Greg got in some kind of altercation with his mother? Right? They're going to ask me that.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I need to explain when you got those marks on your face.
All right.
Good. When?
Yesterday.
Yesterday? What time?
After school.
Where at?
Student parking lot.
Okay. Who did it?
My friend Joe.
What's his last name?
It starts with an L.
You have a class with him?
No. He's older than me, but he's
what?
He's older than me.
Older than you. Okay. Joe L. Older. White male, black male, Hispanic male.
White.
Okay. What grade do you think Joe L. is in?
He's a junior.
How long have you known him?
Year and a half.
Okay.
Not gonna explain the situation to you because it probably looks like I got my ass beat.
Well, go ahead, please. Tell me what happened.
All right. So at homecoming, Joe's ex-girlfriend was attempting to grind on me. I don't know if you know what that is.
Tell me what it is.
It's like when you have well, I was hanging out with my friend, my other friends, right? And they're being grinded on, right? But I don't have a girlfriend, and I'm kind of more focused on other things, and I don't have time for that. And so his ex-girlfriend, Joe's ex-girlfriend, comes to grind on me, and I'm like, I don't really want to do that. And she's like, come on, it'll be fun. And so she did it, and I kind of let her because I wanted to fit in, I guess. But Joe found out, so he came up to me, and then he slapped me and he punched me. And he goes, dude, what the hell? Why would you do that? And I And we talked to that. And I basically explained to him that I was at fault. I shouldn't have done that. I value you more than those other people. I value what we have. And I wouldn't want to end that. And I want you to understand that I'm sorry. And that I really want to continue being friends with you. And he was like, it was kind of a dick move for me to come up and hit you without any preface. So I'm sorry that I did that. Then we hugged. And I said, see you tomorrow. And that was it.
Was there anybody else there that saw this?
No. Not that I know of.
Confronted directly, Gregory freezes. An extended, calculated pause, silent while his mind races. Because up to now he's acted like his mother is simply missing, but now the conversation has escalated into a direct accusation of lying. And his reaction is striking. No anger, no indignation, no immediate denial, just a diversion. He asked the detective a question instead of defending himself. Classic. Not a defense, a detour.
In the parking lot, like, were you walking? Were you hanging out? I mean, how did this... Tell me about how he...
I was hanging out with my friends.
So you were there in the parking lot with other people?
Yeah.
Okay, well, can you name somebody with a first and last name?
Brian Torres.
Brian Porez?
Torres.
Spell it for me, bud. Give it a go.
Porez.
Porez? So,
Torres, yeah.
okay. What grade is he in?
He's a senior.
Is he in a class with you?
No. But yeah, no. He saw it all go down.
So Brian Porez saw Joe L. punch you in the face.
Yeah.
In the student parking lot yesterday at University High School.
Yes.
This becomes the first major confrontation. Pagliari states plainly, "You were involved in what happened to your mom." Then immediately tries to build a theme. Maybe Gregory was abused. Maybe Gail hit him. Maybe this was desperation. Offering a potential way out, a justification. But as pressure rises, Gregory seems to realize something. To maintain innocence, he needs to bring new revelations. Shocking ones.
That's 100%.
That's everything?
No, that's it. I mean, you're telling me that what you're telling me is the truth.
Yeah.
Okay. You're in school all day.
Yep, I have no reason to lie to you.
Should I believe everything that you told me today, Greg?
I mean, it's up to you.
Well, here's the thing, okay? Do you think that I'm not going to go or have some of my detectives go and run down your story and verify all these places you were at?
Yeah.
The timing of Gregory's new claims is highly questionable, and instead of addressing the accusation head-on, he pivots into a victim role. Misunderstood, manipulated, using the tactic investigators recognize as narrative control, reinforced by intense eye contact and a forward lean, as if he's measuring whether the room is buying the performance. He looks like someone preparing to confess, but he isn't confessing. He's testing, manipulating, searching for validation.
And when I do that, what are they going to tell me?
Then they're going to tell you it's truthful.
That you were in... you went to every class today.
I was late to 7th period, and I was in the auditorium 6th period. I don't think I mentioned that, but...
Okay. So you didn't take yourself out of school today at 1:10?
No, why?
So the school's wrong.
What do you mean?
So if the school tells me that Greg checked himself out of school today at 1:10 p.m., that's wrong.
Yeah, because I was there all day.
Okay. So if Mr. Dye tells me you weren't in school today, in his class, he's wrong.
No.
No, he's not wrong.
But I didn't leave the school.
So you lied to me.
Oh, I didn't leave the school. You asked if I left the school. I said no.
You lied to me. Period. I don't give a damn what it's about. You lied to me.
Yeah.
What happened?
When he says things like I said before, it becomes a linguistic shield, an attempt to create the illusion of consistency without repeating the exact lie. It's subtle, and it's calculated.
You know, I have a D in biology.
Mhm.
I fell asleep in this class. And so I needed to get shit done. I needed to get on that grind. So I skipped into the auditorium 6th and 7th period. And I sat down and I took that time and I did my bio homework and the stuff I needed to do for bio because I'm missing a frick ton of assignments in there. I think I'm missing 6. Those need to be done.
So why would the school say you checked yourself out at 110?
Because I would show up absent for both of those classes. You can't check yourself out.
Gregory keeps shaping how everyone sees him, framing himself as the model son, repeating how much he cares, how good he is, how he'd never do anything like this, over and over. But a repetition is revealing. Truly innocent people rarely need to sell innocence. Truth doesn't beg.
Why'd you lie to me about the stupidest biology?
Because I don't want you to have a bad opinion of me. Because I want you to understand I've done a lot of wrong things in my life. And I acknowledge that. I don't make the best decisions. But if something serious as this, or my mom is missing, I need you to, not have a bad opinion of me.
My opinion of you, Greg, is whatever you tell me. My job is not here to make judgments, good, bad, or indifferent. My job is to get as much as I can from you to help find your mother. Now, when you lie to me, even if it's a little bit, yeah, you lose some credibility. And you can get all upset and cry about it. That's just the way that it goes.
No, I get it.
You hear what I'm saying?
No, I hear what you're saying.
And then I get these things about, well, who's the guy that drove you? I don't know. Brian something.
Well, I didn't lie to you. I legitimately forgot his name the first time I was talking about him.
These things that you tell me, Greg, especially when you're not in school. Can anybody verify where were you when you did your biology homework?
In the auditorium.
So I want to see you on camera in the auditorium doing your biology homework.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. So if I don't see that and I call you a liar again, am I right to do that?
Yeah. But that's what you will see, so I'm not really worried about it.
Okay. All right. So if I were to hypothetically just say, or just to say, not even hypothetically, if I were to say that you went home last night, got in an argument with your mom for whatever reason, I guess it was the biology thing, right? Because I know she told your dad that you guys got in an argument about it. If I were to say that you went to school and then you came home, somehow you got home, I'm not sure how you got home, but you checked yourself out. Now again, give me some credit here. You checked yourself out, or you left school. Checking out. You just left. Somehow you got home. You get home, something happens to your mom, or you and your mom got into hands-on, you did something to your mom. Wouldn't that be far-fetched?
What do you mean?
You killed your mom.
Why would you think I would do that?
Even more striking is Gregory's boldness. At 15, he seems comfortable directing adults, telling Pagliari when to flip a page in his notes, like he's managing the interview. Then he begins describing the night before, ride home from Police Explorers, an argument about grades, and the story moves exactly where you'd expect, until it doesn't. Because what comes next takes a turn.
Hey, you guys have ups and downs. You got marks on your face. You told me Joel is the one that punched you in the face, but before you didn't say shit about it.
You didn't ask.
I did ask. I said, who was there? I don't know. Oh, maybe my friend was there. Your credibility with me, Greg, sometimes is up and down. So again, when I ask you, would it be far-fetched if you came home today and killed your mother?
Yeah.
You did kill your mother?
No.
Would it be far-fetched?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I would never do something like that.
But she sent you. I know she sent you.
Gregory floods his account with excessive detail, unnecessary embellishments that look like honesty on the surface, but often function as cover, burying key events in a sea of irrelevant information. It's a known pattern, over-explaining to manage anxiety, derail the central question, and keep control. And the central question remains brutal in its simplicity. Where is Gail?
Have you ever been sexually assaulted?
No. Have you?
Yes.
Okay.
I have. I was assaulted. I reported it to the police. They did nothing.
Okay.
So the only person that was really there for me were my parents, and specifically my mom. My mom was the one who helped me through that dark time in my life. I felt I attempted to more than once, more than 3 times. She never put me in all facts. She never called the cops. She never did any of that. She helped me through that time in my life where I was in a bad place, and she saved me from myself. I love my mom more than anything. And we have our ups and downs and we have our problems, but I love her.
An hour earlier, Gregory subtly turned his chair away from his mentor, a small gesture, but one that suggests withdrawal, like he didn't want to be seen by the person whose opinion mattered most. That matters. Mentors can read you.
I was explaining to Detective Jones earlier. I had gotten into an argument with my mom maybe a year ago, and she sat me across the room and she said, "I'm scared of you." And I said, "Why?" She's like, "What if you lay your hands on me?" And I said, "I would never do that, because I would never do that. That's not something I would do. That's not something I would ever do. I would never lay my hands on my mother. She's done too much for me, too much for her family, for me to lay hands on my mother." You're a detective, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, do you want to know what happened today?
Yes.
Do you want to? Me and you want the same thing.
Yes.
We want to find my mom.
I wonder what happened to your mom.
I want to know what happened to my mom as well. And I don't think she's dead. Whatever. I try to think positively, but it's whatever. The point of the matter is, like I've said before in our previous conversation,
His story keeps twisting, one moment overflowing with detail, the next withholding entirely. And the extremes show up physically: nose rubbing, touching his mouth, fidgeting with pen, then arms crossed again to rebuild the wall. These aren't proof, but they are pressure signals. And the pressure is climbing.
some mistakes in my life, and I regret them. And now I'm going to voice my mistakes to you, so you can understand what happened. I don't know what happened to my mom. That's the first thing I want to get out. I don't know what happened to my mom. But I do know where I was. I know how everything conspired. And I know that I lied to you a lot because I wanted to protect my own name. But I realize now that after you asked me whether I killed my mom or not, I realized that there's something more important than just me, and that's my family. And in order to help my family and get them the answer that they want.
Eventually, Gregory circles back to the familiar narrative. Gail dropped him at school, the day was normal until 6th period. But the inconsistencies in the performance have already cast doubt over everything. The story is stained.
They just didn't deserve. I need to be completely honest with you. And so, that's what I'm going to do. So, flip the page and I'll tell you what happened.
Once again, Gregory paints himself as good and honest, confessing to small missteps, telling stories that make him look helpful, reliable, caring. Details that seem harmless but serve a purpose. Credibility padding before the detectives go deeper. It's persuasion, not transparency.
Around 11 o'clock on Thursday, I went to sleep. But I didn't really go to sleep. I just kind of went into my room and turned off the lights. I'm not allowed to have my phone in my room due to something we'll discuss soon. So I go at 11. No, wasn't 11. I waited until 12:30 until I went to my mom's room and got my phone.
Then Gregory says he basically went back home, stretches out, and pauses. Too long. like he's trying to leap over a missing bridge in his narrative, and the pattern repeats throughout the interrogation, with pauses that feel less like normal hesitation and more like selective omission. He's skipping and trying not to show it.
I proceeded to call my friends to come pick me up, and I snuck out of my window, and I got picked up by my friends. I then went to we drove around town, first off. We did that for about an hour.
After hours of questioning, Gregory starts dropping fragments that look irrelevant at first, but Pagliari suspects they are not, because sometimes the truth doesn't arrive as a clean confession. It leaks out in pieces before the person realizes what they're giving away. And something about these fragments feels critical, unavoidably critical.
In that hour or two, I smoked a lot of cigarettes, drank a lot of alcohol, did a lot of shit. But, so whatever, alright? It's now 1:30, I believe. And I'm back. And we go to where me and my friends we're in the car. And I have to understand, while my friends did come, quote unquote, pick me up, I was the one driving. And I wasn't, and while I had some drinks, I wasn't drunk. I wasn't drunk driving. Like, I was fully lucid and conscious. So I was driving my mom's minivan. And we drove to this church, and there's a fire pit in the back. And so me and my friends smoked a bit there, drank a bit there. I popped an LSD tab, so did my other friends. Just kind of chilled there, and we would go back and forth between my house to get more money to go to 7-Eleven or other places and get food or drinks or snacks in general. So we traveled a lot between this fire pit and my house, in which case afterwards, and then it was like...
Throughout the exchange, Pagliari mirrors Gregory's language, rapport building, through verbal echoing, because just as mirroring posture can lower defenses, mirroring speech patterns can make someone feel understood and keep them talking. And talking is the goal, always.
I hopped in to my house. I was wearing black boots and jeans and a gray t-shirt. And I got in my house and I started getting ready for school. Put my bio textbook in my backpack, just started getting ready, etc., etc., etc.
Gregory's word choice is telling too. He repeats, obviously, a subtle push to make his narrative feel undeniable, because repetition is a psychological tool. The more you hear it, the more true it starts to feel. For Gregory, it's another method of manufacturing reality inside that room, even if reality doesn't agree.
1:10, after fifth period, I met up with my friends. We walked off campus, stopped to go to the bathroom in the woods. It's not really necessary detail, but that is what happened. And then piled in my friend's car, and we drove to my house. We picked up some more money. Then we drove to the fire pit again, and we smoked more cigarettes there, talked. One of my friends, this is the same kid that was suicidal, and I snuck out of the night for him, but I didn't just sneak out. I stole my mom's car like I did Thursday night, and I had driven over to his house, and I had talked to him himself. And so this is one of the kids, and so we were just talking about life problems and how to deal with them and just all this shit.
Gregory insists he already gave his alibi, and it lands as unusual. Not a clean denial, but a fixation on the story itself, clinging to it like it's armor. He's not defending facts, he's defending the narrative.
Shooting the shit at this fireplace and smoking cigarettes and just kind of chilling. And then we basically went back home and they dropped me off. And then
For the first time, Gregory looks genuinely flustered. The self-soothing has been there all along, but this moment has a different weight, like he's realizing he isn't clearing suspicion, he's deepening it. And what he doesn't realize yet is that the interview is about to turn in a way he cannot control.
it's pretty much the same. I noticed my mom's car was there. The lights were on. I walked into the house. Everything was everywhere. Door busted and all that shit, whatever. I already told you. Went through my house looking for my mom. Wasn't anywhere to be found. Blah, blah, blah. Called the police.
Detectives begin introducing doubts, suggesting friends might not back him up, leveraging a classic prisoner's dilemma dynamic by planting uncertainty and using that uncertainty as pressure. It's strategic, and it works.
Who were you with last night? What's their names?
Brian Porres and Dylan Square.
How did you get out of the house?
Window.
Or your bedroom?
Yeah.
You're wearing black boots, jeans, black jeans, right?
Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you, I dumped all of this clothing because I smelled like smoke.
Okay. So black boots, though, black jeans,
Right? They weren't black jeans, but they were just jeans.
blue jeans?
Yeah.
Okay. Are they pink or purple or gray? They're just standard blue.
Yeah.
Gray t-shirt.
Yeah.
Pagliari gives Gregory one final chance to tell the truth before his story meets hard evidence. The clock is ticking, and the room knows it.
You and Dylan, who else?
Brian.
You picked up Brian in Deltona also?
Yes.
Mom's minivan?
It was those three.
It
It
was
was us three.
us, you three.
Yeah.
You drank? What were you drinking?
Alcohol.
What type? Like a beer, liquor,
Tequila.
tequila? Okay. Who brought the tequila to the party?
Dylan.
Tequila. Smoking what?
Cigarettes.
Just cigarettes?
Yes.
And these guys, Dylan and Brian, dropped you off today
Correct.
at your house,
Well, I told you they dropped me off at,
right here. Winn-Dixie? Or no, where the hell are you talking about? Where's that place they said they dropped you?
This is High Banks. So they dropped me off here. And I walked the rest of the distance.
So it's not possible that Dylan and Brian came to your house after they dropped you off, stole your shit and killed your mom. Is that possible?
Well, I'd see them drive past me.
Okay. Well, I have to ask because, again, I'm trying to figure out what the hell happened to your mom.
They're definitely accounted for because I saw them throughout the school day, and so if whatever happened to my mom, I don't even know what the fuck happened, but whatever happened to my mom, it happened during the school day, obviously, because when I got home, she wasn't there and the house was ransacked, so obviously something, whatever.
Meanwhile, across the station, detectives interview Gregory's friend, Dylan Kuglerek, and neither Gregory nor investigators anticipate how pivotal Dylan's testimony is about to become, because the direction of this entire case is about to swing on what Dylan says and what he accidentally reveals. This will change everything, almost immediately.
So none of that's missing. You didn't take to go trade for drugs or anything else?
No.
Okay. Did your friends?
No.
Okay. Now, you understand that, hopefully you understand, that this could have been flushed out hours ago.
Yeah, I do.
So I want to give you some credibility. I mean, what's that got to do with, you said you want your to have answers. This isn't any answers for me. I mean, this is you going out, being a teenager, stealing your mom's car, and doing some shit. I thought you were going to tell me that you know what happened to your mother. Like, somebody killed your mom or took...
I don't know what happened. I already told you.
Okay.
I'm giving you my alibi, so you know I didn't off my mom.
The discrepancies hit fast. Dylan claims not to know who Joel is, a detail Gregory mentioned earlier. And Dylan's explanation for the scratches on Gregory's face point toward a different, more violent story. Even more telling is how Dylan describes their friendship. Gregory portrayed them like brothers, even claiming he once saved Dylan during a serious personal crisis. But Dylan downplays the connection with none of the loyalty Gregory sold. The inconsistencies don't equal proof, but they crack the foundation. And suddenly, Gregory's story looks fragile under outside scrutiny.
You're getting hostile on me, are you? I'm here to help you.
Yeah, no, but I'm not trying to get hostile.
Okay.
It's just the fact that.
Well, you have to understand that you could have told me this before, but now, did this guy, Joe, punch you in the face yesterday? Is that legit?
Yeah, it is.
At first, Dylan is cautious, measuring every word, fully aware his statements carry consequences. But later, believing the cameras have stopped, his guard drops completely. And he says things far more shocking than he understands, unaware every second is still being recorded. Unknown to him, it's all on tape.
Okay, so Brian saw the guy punch you in his face. Did Dylan see this guy punch you in his face?
No, he wasn't there.
He wasn't there, but Brian's gonna vouch for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure, because again, I wanna, if you can't understand that I'm taking some of the things that you say with a grain of salt.
For now, detectives gather background information, then move quickly to verify Dylan's version, cross-referencing every detail. Because verification is where stories die. Or survive.
No, I fully understand.
Okay.
But, yeah. So, neither one of them know that my mom is missing.
It becomes clear Dylan and another friend, Brian, were extremely close and spent much of the day together. And to cover every angle, investigators bring Brian in as well. 2 stories, same day. Now they have to match.
I want you to look at me real quick, because what I'm about to tell you, I want you to understand the magnitude of it.
Okay.
Okay? So, earlier in our conversation, I've been very transparent with you. I've told you some of our tactics and things that we're going to do. I told you that we're going to verify your story, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, one aspect of your story, obviously, is to run down Brian and Dylan, okay, who you said you were with last night, and here you're with today, okay?
Correct.
So, think carefully about this.
Okay.
What do you think Dylan or Brian is going to say?
Like about me?
Yes.
They're probably going to act like they don't know me. Or they'll verify everything I've said.
Why would they act that they don't know you?
They don't want to get involved.
Involved in what?
Like, involved with my problems, I guess. I don't know. Point of the matter is, yeah, if you go run them down whenever you do that, whenever you want to do it.
Like right now we're doing it.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll verify my story.
They're going to do what?
They'll verify what I'm saying.
Which is that you have nothing to do with the murder of your mother.
My mom was murdered?
What do you think?
I don't know. I didn't think she was murdered.
Initially, Dylan's and Brian's accounts appear consistent, but it doesn't last. Cracks begin forming, and once a crack appears, detectives widen it.
What's going on, man?
Not much. How you doing today?
I'm Steve Wheeler. I'm a detective with the Sheriff's Office, Detective Mike Cox. How are you?
Pretty alright. How you doing?
Mind if we have a moment of your time?
Yeah. You already have an idea what you're doing? Anybody contact you about anything? No. Okay. Have you talked to Greg today? I saw him at school.
How good of friends are you guys?
I mean, I talked to him, but we're not like super close.
Okay.
Who is he super close with?
I don't really know. I don't talk to him that much to really find out. I only have like 2 close friends myself, so.
Okay. Who are your close friends?
There's Brian. He's a really good friend of mine, and then really Brian. He's like the only person I talk to on a daily basis.
What's his last name?
Porras.
Porras?
Porras.
Do you know another kid named Joey? Joey Jr. or something like that?
That may be friends with Greg.
No. I mean, I don't know people by names really, so like I might have seen them, but I don't know them.
Dylan slips up in a way that triggers immediate red flags. Gregory reported his bow as stolen, yet Dylan appears to have it, creating an unavoidable implication. Either Dylan stole it, or Gregory lied about the burglary. There isn't a clean third option. Someone's story is fake.
Have you ever gone to Greg's house?
Yeah, I'm in a Greg's house.
Okay. When do you think the last time was you were over there?
I mean, probably last time I worked with him, right?
Like,
Yeah, last time I worked with him. So, like, Saturday.
Okay, so recent.
Like, is he okay, though?
So Greg is fine.
Okay.
Dad's fine. Everybody's fine except his mom. That's the problem. Is his mom is gone.
We don't know what she's
We have
at.
no idea where this lady is at. We have zero idea where this lady is at.
And that's why we're here talking to you, because we know you're friends with Greg.
Yeah, I was just, worried for him.
Yeah.
Greg's fine.
I mean, it looks like he got in a fight. He said he got in a fight today at school, which is why we were trying to figure out what was going on there, because it's going with all the leads that we possibly can. So
Dylan insists he's telling the truth, but his statements increasingly conflict with what Brian is telling detectives in another room. And when two stories diverge under pressure, investigators don't ask who's nervous, they ask who's trapped.
she's missing today. Yeah,
Yes.
she's missing today. She's missing right now, and they have no idea where this lady went. There's some unusual circumstances around it that it's abnormal, and
Enough abnormality to get a bunch of detectives out here.
yeah, we were both at home, and they called us and said, "Hey, we need you guys to come in. We can start talking."
Brian repeats the detective's question, a common stalling tactic, then repeats part of it again moments later, raising suspicion about why a simple memory needs so much time to manufacture. Because that's what stalling is, manufacturing time.
The only time you saw Greg today was in the morning and in the afternoon at lunch, and you haven't seen him since?
I didn't really see him, no.
What do you mean you didn't really see him?
Like, I didn't face-to-face kind of thing. I saw him walking, but
When?
after lunch and then before I left.
Okay, but not out of school.
No,
And Greg never left early and got a ride with you guys at all?
no. I was with Brian.
The inconsistencies mount, pressure rises, Dylan's composure crumbles, and the story that held together at first begins unraveling piece by piece. Then Dylan cracks. Finally.
How you doing, sir? Are you Brian?
Shut up! Yeah.
Hey, Brian, I'm Detective Wheeler. This is Detective Johnson.
Yeah.
We need to talk to you. So if you come in and talk to you?
Here, let me step out real quick. Sorry, you just woke me up.
Sorry, man. All right, well, here's the deal, man. We need to talk to you about that burglary happened over at Greg's house today.
Okay.
You know anything about it?
He messaged me that something happened. That's all I've heard, though.
Yeah. Did you see Greg today?
That's cool.
What time?
From last I saw him was lunch.
Did you see him after lunch?
What?
Did you see him after lunch?
No, I was in class. That's really like one of the last times I saw him.
With Dylan's confession, the puzzle starts snapping into place. The stolen items are accounted for, the burglary narrative collapses, and what began as a routine call reveals itself as something far darker and more complex than officers at that front room could have imagined. But the confession doesn't just explain the items. It points straight back to Gregory. And then Dylan delivers a revelation that shifts the case into nightmare territory.
I want Greg to have how do I describe this? A mean streak per se in him. You ever seen him get angry?
Like anger issues?
Angry, yeah. Any indication that he has it in him. Does he have a lot of anger built up? Does he have a lot of animosity against anything or anyone?
Like have hate for anything, but he has anger, yeah.
What's he have anger about?
Just, he's like anyone, something little, it just make him angry out of nowhere.
Did you ever see him snap?
No, I've never seen him snap.
How do you know he has anger?
Because I've just seen him angry, like, about stuff.
What kind of things?
I didn't really ask about it. It's not really my thing to know.
How did he act when he was angry? I mean, does
He just...
he shut down? Does he get fired up? Does
He
he...
shuts down. He just doesn't want to talk to anyone when he gets angry.
Has he given you anything to hold of his from that house?
Last week, he let me borrow his bow, if you want that.
What'd you borrow it for?
I just thought it was cool. I actually don't even know how to shoot it.
So what'd you borrow it for?
I thought it was cool.
So you thought it'd just be cool to have in your room?
Yeah, I collect like stuff like that. Like I have a knife that's also a lighter. Just interesting stuff.
What were you gonna do with the bow? Look at it?
Yeah, pretty much.
You were gonna shoot it at all?
I don't know.
Was there arrows with it?
No, it was just the bow. I had no idea
how to shoot it. So
That kind of seems odd, though.
Most thing I've ever shot is a BB gun, to be honest.
After hours of interrogation, the truth begins surfacing, but even with horrific information in hand, gaps remain. Key gaps. And Brian stays reluctant, holding back a detail that could change everything. That reluctance is a problem, because reluctance is leverage, and detectives know how to pull.
I'm gonna ask you a couple more things. Yeah, swear from the information you're about to give me is true and correct, and that's your knowledge? Okay. You and Greg left school together today, didn't you?
No, sir.
You didn't walk off campus today?
I walked off campus.
Did Greg walk with you?
I walked with Brian.
Okay, you walked with Brian. And where did you walk to?
To Brian's truck.
Okay.
Tractor.
His what?
Tractor.
His tractor. And you went where?
I went here.
And what did you do when you got here?
I grabbed my clothes.
Okay.
Me and Brian drove around. And I...
They apply more pressure, invoking the prisoner's dilemma again. There's more than one prison here. Driving home that silence won't protect him if Dylan already talked. And if Dylan talked, the game is over. Brian knows it.
I picked up Greg this morning, right? After I picked up Dylan. And then there's morning times I really don't talk to them. I just pick them up and bring them to school because I'm tired. I'm not a morning person at all. And then I went to school, went through my classes like usual. Lunchtime I saw them, okay? And then after lunch, that's really like one of the last times I saw him, so.
What times you leave school?
Sometimes he goes to his 7th, sometimes he doesn't.
What time did you leave school?
What time did I leave?
Both boys now implicate Gregory in Gail's death, and even if Brian tries to distance himself by claiming they didn't believe Gregory's words, the explanation rings hollow because he still helped stage the scene. That's not passive, that's participation. And as detectives prepare to brief Pagliari, another issue emerges. Dylan begins to break down, the weight of truth and his role visibly hitting him.
Left after 5th period.
Who'd you take with you?
With me, it was me and Dylan. And? Greg, but I took him home.
Where did you go?
I took him back.
To his house.
One detective stays back to comfort Dylan, while another urgently contacts Pagliari, and with this new information in hand, Pagliari prepares for a final confrontation with Gregory. Yet, even now, no one anticipates the chilling words Gregory is about to say. Not even close. Not even in their worst case scenario.
Walked off campus, we went to his house. He gave me his stuff to hold.
What stuff?
I can show you.
Exactly. Tell us what it is.
He gave me his gaming laptop, his gaming PC. He gave me his bow that I borrowed.
Today?
Hold that.
He gave you his personal computer too? And the bow?
And the bow.
Why did he give you? So it's a laptop, a gaming laptop, a PC, and a bow?
It's a gaming PC.
Okay. Gaming PC, a bow, and what else?
Don't know what else, honestly.
And then what?
Why did he give them to you to hold? Did he tell you?
He said he was in trouble, so he gave me it. And I drove off. I came here. I put it in my closet. And I went to work. After he gave me the stuff, I went to work. I didn't do anything else. I have a job to do.
Look, why did he say he was giving you that stuff?
What kind of trouble is he in?
I don't know what kind of trouble is he in, but got there and the house looked really torn up. So he told me to take the stuff. I mean, I get what it was looking like.
So you got to the house with Greg and Brian.
Just the driver.
Did Brian get out? Did you all go inside the house?
We got to the door. He ran in. I looked inside. I could see it all messed up. He ran out, gave me that, gave me the bow. He threw a couple of the things that we ended up just throwing out. And then I came back here.
What did you throw out?
We threw out like a computer and a printer and just like small stuff like that.
Threw it out where?
We just found a random dumpster and threw it in there.
Where's this random dumpster?
The Winn-Dixie parking lot.
Pagliari sits down again, and Gregory's body language is striking. Complete stillness, eyes locked, intensity unwavering, like he's trying to control the moment through sheer force of will. But his reaction is what stands out most. No anger, no outrage, no shock at betrayal. An innocent person would likely show disbelief, indignation, rage, something. Gregory shows none of it. Just control.
Sorry for lying.
I know, but now's the time to get it all out. All of it. So tell us what happened.
I mean, he's done this much. He's given you personal items for you to hide or to hold. That's not suspicious to you, and it's not suspicious to you that you guys hold on.
Dylan knows. He knows.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Tell us.
Yep.
Tell us what happened.
It's okay, man. It's not on you.
Pretty much what happened. Me and Brian were driving to school this morning, and he called me and Brian. Said, "Hey, something big happened." He wouldn't say it on the phone, so me and him had to go get him. Then he gets in the car, and he says, "I did it. I really did it. I killed my mother." So we drove to school. We did the entire day. We left early, and we get back to the house. He says, "Take this."
Greg did say something happened to his mother. It was kind of fuzzy because he seemed like he was kind of shooken up. So he said something happened, and like I said, he was really shooken. So he told me something about how his house is messed up. So we went over there, and he asked if I could take some of his stuff, right? He said he needed to get rid of some of the stuff in his house. So we go in there, and we grab some of the stuff out of his house.
So you did go in the house?
Yes. And we put it in the tracker. And he told us what needed to be like kept and what needed to be thrown away. So we stopped and we threw away, like you said, the printer, the jukebox. Yeah. Where else did we stop? The church, right up there in High Banks.
What happened at the church, buddy?
Greg he put one of the, like a trunk, he put that in the water.
What was in the trunk, buddy?
A whole bunch of random stuff. Like just junk that you'd see like a garage sale.
From Gregory, there's only cold, calculating silence, and backed into a corner with nowhere left to run, he holds out as long as he can until something inside him finally breaks and he confesses in a flat, detached manner. One of the most chilling admissions these seasoned detectives have ever heard. No drama, no tears, just the words.
What was said? What did Greg tell you? Don't cover up for Greg.
I'm not trying to cover for Greg.
If he said it, then he said it, and then, you did what you did, and that can be explained. Mm-hmm. But don't sit here and just continue to lie to us, all right?
Okay.
You and Greg are buddies.
There's more than one person here. It's not just you. Remember that.
Even in confession, Gregory tries to twist the narrative to center himself, portraying himself as overwhelmed and using emotional framing to soften what he's admitting. It's manipulation through self-focus. But what disturbs investigators isn't just the attempt to control the story, it's the cold, emotionless delivery. That's what lends. That's what lingers.
Other parties involved. It's not just you, okay?
So it's not like we came here blind. Looking for answers.
Yeah, I can tell that by how much you guys already know and all that, so.
Just tell us what he said.
He said that he's telling me that, like, an argument, or not really argument, but he told me that, like, it's hard to say. It's
just
honestly.
Just say it. Just say it. We've probably already heard it.
He said that he killed his mother, and I didn't really believe it, so.
Okay, all right.
He reinforces his version with referral statements like I said, repeated again and again, attempting to stitch lies to fragments of truth and create the illusion of consistency. But the performance is as cold as it is disturbing, revealing more about Gregory's mindset than he ever intended. It's not a confession to him, it's a narrative exercise, a control play.
You okay? I know your history. I just want to make sure that you're not thinking about harming yourself or anything. Dylan, you okay? I know it's tough.
You feel anything for it?
You don't feel anything for what? What do you mean you don't feel anything for it?
There's like a part of me that knows I should feel bad, but I can't feel anything for it. I don't know what to do.
Listen, just do what you're doing. Sitting here talking to me, okay? I can understand. You're probably not feeling anything because you haven't really processed it yet. You haven't processed what happened.
Gregory frames what he did as preemptive self-defense, but no explanation can make the act acceptable. And as the interrogation continues, he provides more information about the attack without the emotional weight you'd expect from someone recounting something so serious. It's clinical, detached, unnatural.
You think, and I'm going to ask you this, I've asked you this before. Okay. Because in your hearts of hearts, looking at me face to face, are you a man of integrity? Do you know what that is?
I do know what it is.
Okay. Are you a person of integrity?
I don't think I have the best character. I think I have character flaws, but on the up and up, usually I try to be as honest as possible. And when I'm not, it's because I'm being selfish. And I can admit that.
Okay.
I tend to be selfish, and that's a problem I have. But,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, here's what I want you. I'm going to do this. I want you to look at me right in my eyes. Okay? I'm going to look like this. And I'm going to ask you, did you kill your mother, take things from your house, distribute them amongst your friends, come in here today and lie to my face and say that you didn't do that?
No.
No what?
I didn't do that.
You didn't kill your mother?
No.
At times, Gregory struggles to articulate his reasoning, dropping oddly phrased lines like, "I didn't think that was fitting," language that feels bizarre in the context of a confession, and even while admitting what happened, he keeps twisting it toward justification, as if he's trying to convince the room, or himself, that his distorted framing is reality. It doesn't land as believable, it lands as warped and chilling.
So, sit back down. I don't believe you.
Why?
Well, the good news about it is that all those things that were missing from your house, we found them.
Where?
You tell me. I give you a clue. It's one of your buddies.
Are you saying my friends robbed my house?
Is that what you took out of this? Is that I'm saying that your friends robbed your house? The same friends who, by the way, were at school all day and who dropped you off. Here, I'll refer to your little map here, bud. Remember this. They dropped you right here on High Banks, whenever the hell this road is. And I asked you earlier, is it possible that your two friends could have went to your mom's house and killed your mom and taken those things?
And I did.
You said that's impossible because they would have been driven past you, and then you would have saw them. The time is up, Greg. The time is up. We found the stuff.
Okay.
Okay? Your buddies turned us onto it. Now you need to tell me what happened, because they've already told me what happened. Told my pals what happened. So you need to come to Jesus. You're a religious man. You prayed with your mom. You need to tell me what happened.
So what did they tell you?
I'm not telling you what they told me, because I don't have to tell you what they told me. You tell me what happened.
I already told you what happened.
Tell me you didn't kill your mother.
I didn't.
Who killed your mother?
I have zero clue.
Who took the shit to your house?
Well, you just told me. Apparently it's my friends.
And when did they think they did that?
I have zero clue.
Do you honestly believe the things that are coming out of your mouth?
Yeah.
So when your buddy says that you told him you killed your mother, he's lying.
His tone stays crude and unnervingly detached as he describes what he did after Gail was gone. No pause, no cracking voice, just narration.
Good, whatever. Alright, I'll tell you what happened. Alright, so I got home, I got in an argument with my mom. She slapped me across the face. She began to hit me. She started beating me. I didn't like it, so I strangled her to death.
Carries disturbing contrasts. Casual language colliding with the gravity of what he's admitting. It's dissonant, and it's hard to listen to.
Around Daytona, I dropped the wheelbarrow in some random ass location, and I drove back to the church. I began to dig a hole. I dig a hole right under the fire pit. I dug a pretty deep hole. Pretty deep, deep enough to put a body in, alright? All this time, my mom's decomposing body, I dragged it from my car to the fire pit, in which case I tried to cut the wedding ring off her finger because I wanted to pawn it, but I couldn't because I didn't have a knife strong enough to cut bones. Oh, well, whatever. Anyways, so I dug that hole, threw her body in there, filled it back in, made it look all nice and natural, dumped my clothes, and then I went home. And I caught a ride to school with my friends, and yeah.
What about the part that you staged a crime scene?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that part. Oh, so in the middle of the night, I realized that, hey, my mom just up and disappears. That's not going to make any sense. So I decided to make it look like a botched robbery. So I just went to my house and I just threw shit everywhere, which looked pretty convincing. Yeah.
And yeah, again, not what I want to hear. Why did you drag your two buddies into this and give them the stolen shit?
Because I needed to get rid of it.
At one point, Gregory's repeated blah 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 comments reveal a weird duality, flashes of intelligence mixed with childish immaturity, something you might dismiss in a typical teen, but tied to a confession like this, it becomes deeply unsettling. It isn't teen talk, it's detachment.
I think you have to realize that with my mom beating up and hitting on me, it wasn't like me being like, I've waited ages for this, and then I kill her. No, this was extremely out of impulse, out of me getting beaten the shit out of me. So I just was like, I'm done with it. So I grabbed her neck and I strangled her. So it was out of complete impulse, which doesn't make it any better. But the point of the matter is, I was shaken up, obviously.
So, your mother talked to your father on the phone. When did you strangle your mother?
I don't know, 12, 12:30.
Where was she at when you did it?
What?
Where was she?
In the room.
Which room?
Her room.
Sleeping?
No, she woke up.
She woke up after you had your hands around her throat?
No, she woke up when I entered her room.
And what happened then?
She's like, what are you doing?
What did you say?
And I said, listen, you have to understand that I was not. The stuff that is on my face right now was a lot worse, and I wasn't feeling good. And I said, why did you have to hit me? I said, you said that you wouldn't do that again, but you did it anyways. Why did you have to do that? And she's like, well, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You
stop.
Yeah.
Whatever, blah, 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 bullshit. We covered that.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it. What'd she say?
She was like, well, you were being a dick. And does that really warrant?
Let it out. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's important. I want you to tell me.
No. Does that really warrant? Not important. Does that really warrant? I wasn't being a dick. I already explained to you the conversation that I had with her. All right. It's still about my bio grade. It's still about all that shit, right? Mm-hmm. And it's the same conversation I had with her. But it's the same conversation. It's just, like I said, it escalated to screaming and yelling, and then she started hitting me. And I did not hit back. I did not punch her back. Because like I said, I wouldn't do that.
Gregory continues narrating his actions without hesitation, describing the aftermath in an almost mechanical way that strips the moments of humanity and replaces it with process, procedure, steps, like a checklist.
I realized that if I let her keep on beating me around and basically letting her just do whatever she wanted, that eventually it was either going to be me or her. And so I made a decision.
Then he makes an offhand comment about the smell while casually describing listening to music and speaking with ease, a moment that reveals something beyond lack of remorse and absence of empathy so complete it shocks even experienced detectives. It's not just cold, it's empty.
Around her neck? She facing you when you did it?
Yeah.
You extend your arms and put your hands around her throat?
Yes.
And squeezed?
Yeah.
What did she do?
I mean, what can you do in that situation?
You tell me what she was doing.
Well, I forced her onto the ground and I was strangling her. And she was trying, she was clawing my arm, she was whatever. I mean, you can probably see on my hand where in this crease here, I was putting so much stress on it because I was over it. I realized that it was either her getting so angry with me one day that she just takes out a kitchen knife and stabs me, or it was me getting so angry with her that I strangled her to death. And so I took the latter because I didn't want her to kill me. I didn't think that was fitting. That wouldn't have worked out. So I just took action instead.
Detectives also notice a shift in speech patterns. Once he begins confessing, his words come faster and more fluidly, like this is his natural pace, unlike earlier, when he slowed down, as if trying to appear controlled and careful. The mask slips. The real rhythm shows.
You forced her to the floor, and you choked the life out of her. How'd that make you feel?
I felt nothing.
How long did it take?
30 minutes.
You choked your mother on the floor to death for 30 minutes?
Yeah.
How'd you know she was dead?
Okay, let me rephrase this. I choked her to death, and I thought she was dead, and I went to go get the wheelbarrow, and then she was moving, so I had to get back on top of her and finish the job. And then once she wasn't resisting when I was dragging her dead body across the floor, I knew she was dead.
Then comes another revelation. Gail's remains aren't the only thing Gregory hid in the woods that night. And the way he acknowledges it, casual, almost proud, adds a new layer of dread. Worst of all, he sounds comfortable.
Well, listen, dead bodies are heavy. They're a pain in the ass to carry. I was like, all right, well, this is easy. Simple fireman's carry, right? I'm just going to pick her up, whatever, bring her to the car, throw her in there. Nah, this is heavy. So I got the wheelbarrow, I drug her out to the stairs, and then I positioned the wheelbarrow in the way so I could basically like muscle her body into the wheelbarrow just perfect enough to where I could get her into the car, actually into the wheelbarrow without having to, whatever, break my back.
Okay. So you take her to the car. Where do you put her in the minivan?
I just shoved her in there.
In the very back?
Yeah. Open up the trunk, just kind of. I put 2 belts around her legs, and then I dragged her into the car.
2 belts around her legs and dragged her into the car?
Yeah, I tied 2 belts. I had like a belt around her ankle and a belt around her ankle, and then I tied them together, and I used it as a crutch.
So you were in the van and just dragged her, like, from inside the van and dragged her from the wheelbarrow into the back of the van?
Yeah, it was a bit to do, but yeah, I did.
So you pull her into the back of the car, and then where do you go?
Well, I threw a wheelbarrow in there, and I was like, and I got the shovel, and I was like, okay, let's do this. Whatever, it's easy. Then I had a mental breakdown. I was like, holy shit, blah, blah, whatever.
Nope. Blah, blah, whatever. What's that mean? Fill it in.
Like, whatever, holy shit, what am I doing? And, or whatever, destroying my future, blah, 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 whatever.
His comments, "Oh yeah, it looks so legit," underscores how unnervingly at ease he is discussing what happened, and it reads like a twisted bravado. The same bravado that showed up earlier when he tried to direct adults in an interrogation room, like he ran the place. Confidence is one thing, this is something else, something darker.
It's basically reasoning with myself. Do I deserve to live? And I realized that I did the thing I did out of self-defense. I mean, sure, she wasn't hitting me in the moment, but it would have eventually just gotten worse and worse and worse. It's always gotten worse and worse and worse over the years. But it was just a matter of time. I was on the highway, I was driving and then I realized, I had lots of thoughts going through my head. My original thought was, what if I just dump my mom's body in some random ass location with a wheelbarrow, and then I just go on the run, right? And then I realized, where the fuck would I go? I mean, I had my sister's house in Michigan, yeah, but she just turned me to the cops, and whatever, I'm not going to get out of the country in whatever, how many hours they find her body. So it's not worth it. And I was like, well, I could just go into oncoming traffic. I mean, it's really busy in this area for some reason. I could just move my car into oncoming traffic and myself. And I was like, nah, it's a pussy ass way to go. I'm not going to do that. Right? So I just decided, I guess we're just back at square one. So I'm going to go back to where I started.
As Pagliari works to piece together the full account, Gregory seizes opportunities to showcase ego, arrogance, spilling into moments where most people would shrink under shame. He doesn't shrink, he expands.
Drove the body back to the church, began to dig the hole, realized that my phone flashlight's not going to be enough, go back to the house, get a new flashlight. Then, this is me. When I'm talking about me going back to my house to get money, it's just me trying to make excuses for my phone being in certain places. I should have just trashed my phone like I did with my mom's, but I didn't really want to do that because I was listening to music and I was gonna get caught anyway, so it just no point. And so I get a couple candles, I get flashlights, I get whatever, and then get the area lit up. Dig, realize that the body smells terrible. It smells like shit. Jesus Christ, do you smell a dead body?
Do I smell a dead body? Yes, sure I have.
Yeah, they smell like shit.
Meanwhile, detectives confirm what has become increasingly clear. Dylan and Brian played a direct role in helping Gregory cover up the crime, and both are detained as Pagliari brings Gregory's interview to a close. The circle tightens. Everyone is now inside it.
So I went to my house, got a can of bleach, and I was like, okay, when I get the body in there, I'll pour the bleach on it and make it smell sterile before I cover it back up with dirt. I was like, okay, that seems like a pretty good plan, whatever. It's like, 4:30? And I was like, all right, so we dump the body and then we fill back up, and then at 5:30 we put back. So
we?
Myself.
Okay, so you're talking about we being yourself, nobody else is there. This is just you.
Yeah, it's just me. So, anyways, done with the hole. So kicked the body in the hole, but it doesn't fit. So I had to kind of cram her in there. I don't know if I broke any bones, whatever. Poured the bleach on her, put the dirt over her, and I mean, when you go out there, you'll see it. It looks perfectly natural. Doesn't look like there's anything.
How'd you mask the hole? What'd you do?
Well, it was a fire pit, so I literally just threw the dirt back on it, moved the rocks around. It looks perfectly fine.
So she's in the fire pit, or under the fire pit?
Yeah.
Okay.
But even in the final moments, Gregory's apathy remains, like the emotional gravity never reaches him. He doesn't react like someone crushed by a consequence. He reacts like someone reviewing a story.
What else is in the woods?
What else is in there?
Mm-hmm.
The broom I used to sweep the drag marks away.
Okay.
Because when you're dragging a dead body, as I said, I trashed the wheelbarrow on Holly Hills, which is a dumbass move because I still needed to get the body out from the trunk of my car and bring it down to this area, right? But I realized whatever, blah, 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 dumb. So if I hadn't wasted maybe an hour and a half, I probably would have gotten away with it. But I did waste that hour and a half because I needed to come to terms with what I did. Anyways, I dragged her body with the two belts I had tied to her ankles. I dragged it all the way to the fire pit. And, you know, like when you're dragging the body on leaves and palm fronds and whatnot, that collects quite a lot of shit, to be frank.
So is there anything else? I mean, you said that there's a shovel in the woods, a broom in the woods. How about any of the stolen shit? Or the stuff that you took from the house?
There's more. Yeah, there's stolen shit. There's nothing big. It's like all the small shit. And I just kind of chucked it in there because no one else wanted it, and I needed to get rid of it. So there's a cache of stolen shit in the lake behind the fire pit, but it's probably all whatever. By the way, in the woods by the fire pit, I don't know, I couldn't point out to you exactly, but there's 2 laptops and the 30 caliber gun right behind the fire pit in the woods. And obviously, you know where the rest of the stuff is.
I do. Go back to before you left your house with your mother's body in the van, you started staging the crime scene. Is that right? You said you took some of the stolen shit out?
Yeah.
What? Not stolen. You took what'd you take out of the house first, and then while your mother's body was in the van?
Well, I just kind of figured, like, well, I need to get everything out. I was like, well, not everything, but like, you know, I was like, how can I make this look legit? I was like, I can't just like make my mom disappear and then like head to school and be like, oh, everything's okay. Mm-hmm. I was like, that's not going to work. So I need to make it look like something happened, like a botched robbery or something. And you got to admit, I don't know if you saw the house. Do you see the house?
I haven't gone inside yet, though.
All right.
See your work.
It looks quite nice.
Okay.
It looks quite legit.
It's weird. Why is there all this crap up here spilled? There's a broken glass here. Why is all this shit broken, dude?
He even boasts about the 911 call, proud of it. Yet, that call was one of the earliest red flags, because when the operator asked for the emergency location, Gregory didn't answer directly. He launched into narrative. He starts it at the beginning. That's not how panic talks. That's how performance starts.
Of everything, and I grabbed everything of value, and I kind of just threw it in the van, and yeah.
But some of the stuff you gave to your friends. When did you give some of that to your friends?
After school.
After school?
Yeah, there wasn't any time. I was planning, what I was going to plan to do is I was going to drive up to the Sunrail and leave my mom's car there and dump the bike somewhere and make it look like that she went to Orlando and that she just got whatever. And I think actually if I hadn't made the botched robbery and I just kind of drove the car up there and lost the bike and gotten picked up by my friends, and we kind of like just kept hush-hush about it, and I killed my mom and put her under the fire pit, you guys probably would have never caught me because you'd probably think that she got mugged in Orlando and died, and that probably would have made a lot more sense. But I didn't think it through because I was impulse thinking and I was doing everything on a whim. So if I had more time to think it through, I probably would have done other things, but that's whatever.
Okay. So you went to school, though?
Oh, yeah.
How did you get to school?
Brian Dill picked me up in front of my house. I was wearing jeans covered in dirt, as well as boots covered in dirt. You'll find those in the woods with the broom and the shovel. But I was wearing no shirt. I just grabbed a random shirt and some soap and a washcloth. And then when I got to school, I wiped all the dirt off me, the excess blood that was on my face from my mom hitting me, and I cleaned myself up. And then I went to school and acted like nothing happened.
So then you You go to school like nothing's up, right? Let's just go to class for a little while, right?
Yeah, well, that's my last day as a free man. Might as well enjoy it.
Okay. Say goodbye to your friends?
More or less, it's you. It's whatever.
That's, well, your two best buds are the ones you really care about, right?
Well, no, they screwed me over in the end, so it's whatever.
Only one person keeps a secret, Greg.
Yeah.
You, when did they find out that you killed your mom?
When they picked me up, because I was covered in blood, which was my blood, but I was covered in blood and dirt, and I wasn't wearing a shirt, and I had soap, and they were like, what the happened? And I was like, well, Brian, I called you last night. He's like, yeah, I know. And I told Dylan.
Okay. So then what was their reaction?
Apathy.
Tell me. Describe. Elaborate.
They didn't care.
They didn't care. They thought you were full of shit. I mean,
well, yeah, they thought I was full of shit. Until I took them back to where I did it.
Which was after school.
Yeah.
And then after school, you took them to the church.
Yeah.
And then you just started divvying out shit.
Yeah, I said, take what you want.
Knowing that your mother was dead, and you told them, take what you want. And they were good with that?
Yeah, they're good.
Who took what?
I don't know.
Okay.
To investigators, the contrast is stark. An innocent person, desperate for help, focuses on answers, not storytelling, and the fact that Gregory could deliver such a composed performance only makes it more remarkable that detectives kept their composure in the room. Before an official arrest, Pagliari has one final question, one last test.
Well, how about the part, I gotta say, I was impressed with the kicking of the door. Did you do all that yourself?
Oh, no, I had those two do it.
Oh, okay, so again, more things that these guys did.
Yeah.
Right? So tell me about that.
Well, I was like, hey, I need help staging the crime scene. And they were like, okay, we'll help you.
So both of them together kicked in the door?
Yeah, it was very impressive.
Okay. Do you guys have this on video or anything? Did you like me?
No, I wish I had it on video. That would be graphic. That'd be great. But no. But I'm sure if you dust for footprints on the door, you'll find their shoes.
Okay.
You'll find it all over the house as well. But then we went to my mom's room. We got the gloves, gave them gloves, because they didn't want to get their fingerprints on anything, even though they had already kicked the door open and whatnot. But and even though they're already like basically helping me do this, whatever.
Meanwhile, as Gregory walks the detectives to Gail's grave, Dylan and Brian sit together in the back of a patrol car, believing they're unobserved, speaking freely, and what they say is revealing. They don't seem to grasp the severity at all.
So, am I going to go to prison or what? What's up?
Well, what's going to happen is I have to obviously let someone from the state attorney's office know about today's events, and then we'll go from there. So I don't have, there's no end game as far as what's going to end up happening to you. And your question is like what, prison and all that jazz? I don't know. But you will be arrested.
Like, yeah, obviously. But like, since I'm a minor, can I even go to prison? Is it like a thing?
That I don't know. Again, I'm just the person who gets the facts and presents them.
Is that a thing?
Again, all we're going to do, Detective Jones and I are just here to get the facts of the case. We present our findings to the legal part of things, which that's not me.
So since I'm in the police station already, ready to do handcuffs and all that jazz?
You probably will be handcuffed at some point, yeah.
Dope, bro. And then I did Act of the Century. She's giving me a Grammy for that 9/11 or 911 call.
Yeah.
You should give it a listen. It's quite nice.
The idea of real prison time never seems to land for them, whether that's teenage immaturity or genuine belief that helping cover up a death isn't that serious. The result is the same, a chilling lack of reality, no fear, no accountability, just talk.
Take a little bit of pride in what you did. That's fine. You know what? It is what it is, right? Are you willing to go with us and show us where at the church where you put her and everything? Do a little reenactment of what happened? So again, if you're willing to ride with us, I'll sit with you in the backseat of a patrol car. Uniformed deputies will come in and handcuff you, of course, and put you back there with me, and then you'll just take us over to the church, and then we'll get out and do a little video reenactment of the scene over there, and just kind of go through some things. Tell us what you were thinking. That's all I'm looking to do at this point. You want to do that?
I'd be down.
You're down?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
Their lack of accountability is staggering, and then, in a moment that defies belief, they begin singing Alien Boy by Oliver Tree, as if their involvement is nothing more than an afterthought. It's surreal, it's disturbing, and it's all recorded.
And then I put my phone, if I can find this code.
Are your phone's out here?
Well, no, it's not. I wish it was.
No, me too.
But, oh, whatever. Well, there was a, did they find the stuff back here?
We probably found a few things, but go ahead what you recall.
All right, well, whatever. There's Did you guys find the gun back here?
Did we find a gun back here? It's okay if we
There's
did.
one back there.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. Okay.
A rifle?
Yeah. You guys found the laptops as well?
I believe so, sir.
All right, sounds good.
Okay.
So yeah, whatever. I set up my phone so I get some light, but then I realized I needed more, so I had to go back to my house and get more. But
Sure. Tell me how you dug the hole. Let's talk about that.
took a shovel when I dug it up.
Okay. All right. And then how did you put your mother's body in the hole? How was she oriented? Was she face up? Is she?
Okay. So originally I was gonna put her in legs first, and I realized that was a bad idea.
Right.
So I put her in head first, and then I folded her legs in. You're gonna when you dig her up, whenever you do that, you'll find the legs first, which should make it easier for you to pull it out. But
Okay. How big a hole are we talking about here, Greg?
pretty big.
Well, I mean, let's say circumference-wise. If you had to put you're a math guy. What do you think?
I mean, you guys got rid of the fire pit, but it was the circumference of the fire pit.
That's what the whole thing was, just the circumference of the fire pit?
Yeah, and then it kind of coned down.
Did you get tired?
Well, yeah, that, and I was on a time limit.
Okay, all right. So Detective Escobar, just so you're aware, Greg strangled her to death. 2 hands on her neck. Go ahead.
Originally started with one, but then I thought two's better than one.
Okay, all right. And that was 2 on both times? You choked your...
She was like up against the wall, and if I was at my house, I'd show you, but
okay.
It was interesting. It was
No, I just want to know. Okay,
yeah, it's both.
So against the wall, standing up, and then on the floor?
Well, I had her up against the wall on the floor.
Against the wall on the floor. You see how that makes sense?
It does.
It doesn't make sense.
It's hard to make sense.
Was her head up against the wall and her body was on the floor?
Yeah.
Like you had her like pinned in the corner?
I had her in a
like
corner.
bench
I had her in a corner, yeah.
of the wall on the floor?
Yeah. There you go. It was like
bedroom, right? Master bedroom?
Yeah. You can see when you go in there, the bed's tilted. We started on the bed. We struggled off the bed onto the left side where I proceeded to kill her.
Okay.
Eventually, all 3 boys are transported back to the station, and after a chaotic night, Gregory, Dylan, and Brian end up together again in the back of a patrol car, taken to the Department of Juvenile Justice. Still obvious to one critical fact: every word, every gesture, still recording.
Told the entire thing because they knew it already. Dude, I haven't been in cuffs all night, and then this lady shows up and she puts me in cuffs.
Well, you were in cuffs?
Yep.
Dude, they showed up and I was okay. And then they're like, okay, we transport you in cuffs.
They transported me without cuffs.
I'm like, wait, so like Dylan saw this house and was like, no, they're with our other detectives. And was like, shit, he's probably at the police station. So they called my father.
Oh no.
Yeah, they called my father. My father knows that I'm involved in this. I'm gonna get chewed out when I get home, and I'm not gonna get a birthday or Christmas or anything. I'm gonna be grounded for the next 10 years and disowned by my entire family.
Dude, I'm not even getting to work. Come on.
Someone's about to get fired.
Dude, no, we had that job.
Oh, man.
We were making $15 an hour. Come on. Guys, this is important. Yeah, it was $15 an hour.
Wait, are we not able to anymore?
I should be done by now.
What time are we going over there? Only the willpower stay up so long.
Dude, no, how it's working, you have to be there 11 o'clock till around 7 o'clock.
That sounds like work.
Yeah, but it's 8 times 15. It's 140.
Each. That's good enough. I can go buy that other jackass one.
The more time they spend together, the clearer it becomes. Remorse is absent. Not hidden. Absent.
Greg?
That's not Greg. That guy's too tall and like skinny.
No, it's Greg. Look at his limp.
Yeah, he has to point out where the body is.
That's Greg.
That's Greg.
Mine.
No.
I know, he's not even mine. Like, honestly.
Look at what mess we're in. Like, I'll do a lot of things for a friend.
I was under the impression I was taking some property. I got some speakers out of it. I was enjoying those tonight. I was kind of drunk. You should ask. And they're singing Bruno Mars and all that, just like blasting the speakers. I had them all hooked up and it looked nice in my room.
I fell down to
I was listening to that too. 3 doors down, so you can't ignore it. I'll hunt you down like Tyrannosaurus.
Brian seems more worried about his girlfriend being upset over unanswered texts than about the horrific reality of what he helped cover up. That tells you everything. And nothing good.
I was asking for a bottle of water so much. The one that he was like, the water's in that fountain right there. And I'm just like, I'm not drinking out of that. Like, I'm just going to get AIDS straight from drinking from that water fountain. I know. That's just...
You have handcuffs in the cell? Were they in front of you or behind you?
In front.
Okay, I was going to say, but how the hell are you going to do that? You're going to have to do some, trapeze.
Oh, no. When I had to, flush the toilet, I literally had to, kick the button pretty much.
Yeah, you need to be quiet for 1 second. 1 Delta 65 Central. 3 juvenile males en route to DJJ. Starting mileage is 581. All right, you guys can go ahead and talk if you want.
Dude, seriously. Oh, I was not sitting down on that toilet. It was like steel and there was white stuff all over the toilet. I'm just like, I'll pass on that.
My dad, dude. Why my dad here?
What? My family isn't here. I guess they just disowned me already.
You're Brian?
What? Yeah, I'm Brian.
No, they have a lawyer. They're with a lawyer with you.
Well, my family loves me, so. Yeah. I guess I'm not getting. I'm gonna get disowned anyway. The lawyers too get me disowned.
Their casual conversation shows how little they understand what they've done, and in the aftermath, consequences split sharply. Brian's family posts a $100,000 bond quickly, while Dylan, tied to his mental health history, spends 309 days held without bond until it's finally granted at $200,000, far beyond his family's reach. Dylan ultimately serves 828 days in jail and receives 10 years of probation. Brian, charged as an accessory after the fact to second-degree murder, is sentenced to 14 years of probation, with the first 364 days in Volusia County Jail. Gregory Remus faces the harshest outcome, tried as an adult, sentenced to 45 years in prison, reviewable in 25 years, followed by lifetime probation regardless of outcome. And Sheriff Mike Chitwood describes him as one of the most dangerous sociopaths he has ever encountered.
I was arrested on my grandma's birthday. Last night. Last night was my grandma's birthday. I got to see her and said happy birthday first. Happy birthday. I got arrested. I already was doing that. I didn't need this to help. Oh my god. Cat's gonna kill me. Why? She freaked out when I didn't answer her for 30 minutes. She had everyone she knew blow up my phone. And she called me like 30 times. And texted me about 100 times.
In the end, 3 young lives are permanently altered. But the deepest loss is Gail Remus, a devoted mother whose life was taken inside the very home where she should have been safest. And that's the part that never leaves.
Ready to die and get slapped about 30 times when I get back to school. Shit.
Dude, me and you are gonna move back to campus.
I had online work I had to do. I'm worried about school still graduating, you know.
Yeah, you're gonna all the lectures.
What?
And I'm 12K Friday. I mean, I can't graduate.
It's my senior year. I'm supposed to graduate this year.
If you found this case compelling, subscribe to the Vane True Crime channel and choose one of the recommended videos on your screen right now. Our entire team puts real care into every story, and there's more waiting for you there.